Use the given function value and the trigonometric identities to find the exact value of each indicated trigonometric function. Assume that theta is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to pi divided by 2. The given function value is cosecant of theta equals 6. Part A, find sine of theta. Part B, find secant of theta. Part C, find tangent of theta. Part D, find cosine of the quantity 90 degrees minus theta. First, note that assuming that theta is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to pi divided by 2 implies that theta is in quadrant 1. Recall that all 6 trigonometric functions are positive for angles in quadrant 1. Part A. First, write the reciprocal identity. Sine of theta equals 1 divided by cosecant of theta. Next, substitute 6 for cosecant of theta. You will get sine of theta equals 1/6. Part B. Write the Pythagorean identity. Sine squared of theta plus cosine squared of theta equals 1. Subtract sine squared of theta from each side of the equation. You will get cosine squared of theta equals 1 minus sine squared of theta. Because cosine of theta is positive in quadrant 1, take a positive square root of each side. Cosine of theta equals the square root of the quantity 1 minus sine squared of theta. Next, substitute 1/6 for sine of theta. You will get cosine of theta equals the square root of the quantity 1 minus 1/6 squared. Evaluate the exponent to get cosine of theta equals the square root of the quantity 1 minus 1/36, or cosine of theta equals the square root of 35/36. Simplify to get cosine of theta equals the square root of 35 divided by 6. So, secant of theta equals 1 divided by cosine of theta, which equals 1 divided by the square root of 35 divided by 6, which equals 6 divided by the square root of 35, or 6 square root of 35 divided by 35. Part C. First, write the quotient identity. Tangent of theta equals sine of theta divided by cosine of theta. Next, substitute 1/6 for sine of theta and the square root of 35 divided by 6 for cosine of theta. You will get tangent of theta equals 1/6 divided by the square root of 35 divided by 6. Next, recall that dividing by a fraction is equivalent to multiplying by its reciprocal. So write tangent of theta equals 1/6 times 6 divided by the square root of 35. Multiply to get tangent of theta equals 1 divided by the square root of 35. Rationalize the denominator by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the square root of 35. Simplify to get tangent of theta equals the square root of 35 divided by 35. Part D. First, write the cofunction identity. Cosine of the quantity 90 degrees minus theta equals sine of theta. Next, substitute 1/6 for sine of theta. You will get cosine of the quantity 90 degrees minus theta equals 1/6.